The McLaren P1, the Porsche 918, and this guy right here, the Ferrari LaFerrari, kicked off the era of the hybrid supercar and hybrid hypercar. But at the time these guys were released, they each cost basically $1 million. And in today's market, the LaFerrari, the most valuable of the Holy Trinity, regularly trades at north of $4 million, making these cars incredibly inaccessible. However, because of what these cars showed you could do with hybrid technology in a performance application, year after year, we are seeing more and more manufacturers utilize hybrid technology in their supercars, sports cars, and hypercars. However, in just this lineup alone of Ferraris, we have the SF90 Spider, which utilizes an all-wheel drive twin-turboed V8 hybrid system, and the Ferrari 296, which utilizes a rear-wheel drive twin-turboed V6 hybrid setup, both of which demonstrate the incredible performance you can get with a modern hybrid system. But today we're not going to be talking about the SF90 or the 296. I've already got videos for those cars up on the channel. Make sure you check them out if you haven't already. But today I wanted to share a little bit about a car that goes far less appreciated than it probably deserves for what it did for this new movement of hybrid supercars. Of course, I'm talking about the NSX Type S. Because one of the reasons I think the NSX is so cool and historically significant is because what Honda set out to do with this car. Just like they did in making the traditional supercar more accessible in the 90s with the first generation NSX, this second generation takes the hybrid supercar and makes it more accessible. It puts that same technology in a car that doesn't cost $1 million. And come on guys, let's be honest, this thermal orange is one of the best colors in the garage. Now I get comments in just about every single video about these insane hex lights. As you can see, they're off right now, but just look how bright the NSX is in the garage, even with the lights off. It is so incredible. This is such a cool color, and in person, it's even better. Now, I do have to admit, due to this crazy weather here in the South, here in Tennessee, lots of snow earlier this year, which we are not prepared for, I haven't had the chance to get out to the garage to make videos with the cars recently, but hopefully that's about to change. However, today, one of the other reasons why I decided to make a video with the NSX today is because of the weather. Like I said, it has not been nice basically this entire year, and today is no exception with tons of rain and everything. And so I figured it's probably the perfect time to take out the most practical supercar. The all-wheel drive in the NSX is gonna be really, really nice and be a lot safer than, say, I don't know, a 2,000 horsepower Viper. Because it's really not fun to take a rear-wheel drive 1,000 horsepower car on back roads when it's pouring down rain. But the NSX hopefully solves all of those problems. I'm gonna go meet up with some friends. We're gonna take some photos of the cars, hopefully get some shorts, make some more content. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see more of in the garage, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully if the weather picks up, I'm gonna be able to make a lot more videos and really get the chance to share a lot more of the cars, because that's what the channel is about, and that's what 458 Destroyer loves to do, is share the cars. So I'm gonna take this one and we'll go see what we can get. Now, straight away, I'm very happy I chose to make a video on the NSX today instead of something like the 2,000 horsepower Viper, because the rain outside just won't seem to go away on the weekends. This is what we have to deal with, but in the NSX, it's no problem at all. Despite how crazy this car looks on the outside, the inside is perfectly comfortable, and on conditions like this, I've got no issues at all driving this car anywhere. It's extremely well sorted, not sketchy at all. I'm really glad I picked this car today. So it seems like every time I get out and meet Brad, do something with the cars, it's raining.
Literally every time.
Literally every time. So we're back downtown again. I actually just met up with Brad. We saw him on the channel before. We're gonna go grab something to eat and then hopefully get downtown somewhere and try to take some photos. It does look cool, and this color looks insane at night, and I really want to get some photos with it.
Dude, it pops.
Yes, it is.
So
it is
nice.
really, really, really nice. Now, before we head downtown and take some photos of the car and try to get more content with it, I figured it's a good idea to talk about the car now, because the last time we were downtown, we got kicked out of the parking garage. So we may head back down there again, but I feel like we should talk about it now before we get kicked out of somewhere and have to head back. But of course, this is an Acura NSX Type S, which represents the very last run of production for the NSX. Only 300 destined for the United States, 350 in total Type S's. Basically, it's an aero upgrade, a bump in power to 600 horsepower all-wheel drive. Now, something I talked about the NSX earlier at the garage was that Honda made this the practical, accessible supercar. Looking at the interior, it is, typical, really nice Acura fashion. Nothing crazy. There's not a ton of carbon everywhere. The seats are incredibly comfortable. The only downside is that I said this was a practical supercar, but let's take a look at the trunk and I'll show you what's not practical. This is just not really... Man, there's a theme in the garage of cars with no trunks. This is almost as bad as the SF90.
That's pretty bad.
It's almost as bad as the SF90.
You can fit a camera in there.
Oh, hold
It
on.
can fit a camera in there.
And a phone.
The only downside is that my backpack, which is the only thing I'm carrying right now with all my camera gear, has to stay in the passenger seat, which is okay because at the moment I'm not carrying a passenger. I do want to hear it start up. I haven't got a video behind it yet.
You can start. I don't even start. You just. This is never a better time to learn.
There we go.
Get a free camera?
This is cool.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. Those downpipes made a difference for sure.
What? What did you do? I'm just kidding. It's an EV mode.
Broke it. Look at all the lights.
Oh God, look at it.
It does have a lot of lights on.
Change the dynamic mode, rotate to the right once or twice. All right,
Nice.
there you go. It sounds so good.
You hear the turbos really well.
Yeah.
The turbo whistle is what gets me.
Yeah. $5 says he just takes off with it.
Well, I have this, so.
Yeah, that's a fair trade.
And a 4Runner.
That's a fair
It
trade.
might be more. I don't know. I mean.
It sounds so good.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
Last time I was around that car, I was driving.
yeah. I don't think I've ever been around it
Yeah, from
and
the
not
outside,
driving
sounds
it.
pretty good.
Although these cars weren't the most popular thing in the world when they were released, they only made, what, 2,500 worldwide?
Not a lot. They weren't well received.
Yeah, they didn't make very many of them, especially when you're around one that has an exhaust. It makes it's so much different. It transforms the car completely different. It is such a cool car, and this color with this exhaust totally makes it.
Okay, hear me out. I know these cars are made in Ohio. I get it. But this really does feel like a JDM exotic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it has the turbo noise, everything, the styling.
100%, yeah. There's a lot of supercars that do not look this good, that still don't look this good.
Also, I know we said earlier, but I cannot stress enough. Thermal orange is
color.
so good.
The color
It's
is the
so
color.
good.
It's the only color you should have one of
So
these.
good.
All right, what'd you think?
Nice.
It changed my mind on this car.
We just were talking about that.
So-
The exhaust makes it so much different.
Did what I say happen?
The exhaust is 100%, like the sound that comes from this car is
Yep.
amazing.
Isn't it? Yeah.
100%.
Didn't really get into it really.
Well, yeah,
so I didn't
yeah.
feel any.
I mean, you don't want to drift around
the sound.
Jeez.
The rear of this car looks so freaking good. Like
Yeah.
at night,
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Also, too, like, I mean, I guess the last time I was around this car, we drove it to Import Alliance. But dude, this thing, like, the arrow looks so good.
Yeah. It
It looks the part.
in this color. Which I've seen
Yeah,
the dark colors like black and dark gray.
they would
And
hide
it's
too
not,
much.
they're not bad, but
They would
yeah,
hide too
like you
much.
really want a bright color.
Also,
You
I
have to
think
have
if you
thermal orange. You
parked
have to have
the
thermal
Type-
orange.
If you park the Type S next to a first year, I think you would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think they did a good job with
yeah,
the like
for
styling
sure,
for the
sure.
last.
So we're gonna head downtown, try to find a place to do some pictures and some content. I really want to hear this car from the outside. It hasn't got a lot of love on the channel yet, and so we're trying to change that. Weather permitted, we're gonna just do whatever we can. We obviously can't rip on it too much on the back roads because it's super sketchy. As good as the car is, it's kind of sketchy to rip anything that makes 600 wheel horsepower on the back roads. So we're not gonna do that, but hopefully we get some stuff to help share the car. So it's raining a lot harder than I was expecting. It's picking up, but I forgot to mention before too, although the trunk isn't super crazy practical, I do have to say that the interior visibility is excellent. The front window, the side windows, the mirrors, the rear glass, everything except, unfortunately on 458 Destroyers cars, although the tint looks sick, in the dark when it's raining, it is really, really, really hard.
Yeah, you can't see it.
You can't see anything.
I have dark tint, and that's like window tint.
Yeah, it's really, really dark. But it looks really sick, and it's, you know, you just got to put up with it. But
true,
dude,
mobbing in style.
So the rain is coming down a lot harder. You guys must be cursed. We're taking out JDM cars, and it's raining.
I think
again.
it is literally. Yeah, I think the JDM thing is cursed.
Yeah, for sure. So anyways, we're gonna try to get some content with it. We're gonna try to make some more, you know, shorts and stuff with the video or with the car. But you know, it is definitely raining a lot harder now. So
it will look cool though in video.
Yeah. So drop a comment down below about what you guys want to see on the channel next, the next car, and we're gonna try to salvage what's left tonight, right?
Enjoy the show.
Yes.